Sometimes winning leaves you feeling defeated. This may sound contradictory, but in a world that prizes outward victories, deep internal rewards are often lost. Have you ever noticed that your greatest success might also create unexpected distance between you and those you hold dear? Consider this: when you rise in ways that others have not, do they truly share your joy, or do they retreat into silence? Our culture tells us that climbing to the top means gathering admiration and open arms. Yet many find that each step upward can isolate them from familiar support. Imagine that the closer you reach the sky, the further others drift away. Is it possible that the price of your triumph is the quiet echo of lost connections? This idea challenges what you thought you knew about success. It forces you to ask whether winning in the usual sense always brings fulfillment. Today, I invite you to examine the hidden layers of your progress and ask, what truly matters in the climb towards success? Let us dig deeper into the cost of winning and discover if the rewards are as clear as they seem. Embrace this challenge now and start your powerful inner journey. Imagine a river flowing effortlessly through rugged terrain, its current shaping the land as it moves. The title of our discussion captures this essence: the idea that success, when pursued without self-awareness, can carve unexpected channels in your life. Like the river, your journey is not a simple, straight path. It twists, turns, and sometimes overflows, leaving marks on the banks of your relationships and inner peace. This river image shows that what appears as a smooth flow may conceal turbulent undercurrents. Our theme today is about understanding the hidden power of your wins and recognizing that even when you reach new heights, the effects of your success extend far beyond personal gain. Just as the river nourishes the land when it flows with care, your progress can enrich the lives of those around you if you choose to share it thoughtfully. Too often we focus solely on the clear water of our victories, neglecting the ripples that might unsettle those who depend on our warmth. Let this metaphor remind you that success is not merely an isolated burst of light. It can also be a life-giving force when directed with care. Today we set the stage to explore this delicate balance and invite you to consider how your journey might benefit both you and those sharing your path. Today we begin a journey that will lead us through the many facets of personal success and its impact on our lives. We will explore how your wins shape not only your inner world, but also the way others respond to you. Our path will reveal hidden layers, both the bright highlights and the subtle shadows that sometimes follow progress. We start by understanding the unexpected costs that may come with success, and then move to discuss how careful choices can help manage those costs. As we progress, you will be invited to reflect on your own experiences, questioning whether the price of your progress has ever come at the expense of cherished connections. This exploration is not meant to discourage your rise. It is designed to reveal a deeper truth, that every victory carries weight beyond its shine. Throughout our discussion, stories and direct questions will guide you from self-reflection to practical ways of fostering connection. Embrace this roadmap as a tool to see the full picture of success, a journey where personal growth and shared well-being go hand in hand. Winning too much is a phrase that challenges the usual idea that more success is always better. It invites you to pause and consider whether the endless pursuit of personal wins might come with hidden costs. This is not about lacking skill or facing failure. It is about a situation where progress unintentionally creates distance from those around you. When the glow of success overshadows the warmth of personal connections, you may find yourself isolated, even as you shine brightly. Have you ever wondered if the praise you receive on your way upward might come at the cost of real connection? Picture a tree that grows tall and strong, yet its far-reaching branches no longer touch the ground. While it stands impressive in the light, its roots may feel separated from the nurturing soil below. This image invites reflection. Can a win be too heavy if it disconnects you from your core values and the people who share your journey? By defining winning too much, we shine a light on the balance between striving for personal progress and maintaining the bonds that enrich our lives. Ask yourself, are the rewards of your progress accompanied by unforeseen gaps in your relationships? Let this reflection be the starting point for redefining your journey toward a more connected and fulfilling life. Success can be as promising as it is perplexing, a true double-edged sword. On one side, it brings recognition, self-assurance, and the thrill of reaching heights many only dream about. On the other side, it can send ripples that unsettle your personal relationships and inner peace. Imagine holding a brilliant, glowing gem. Its light captivates and its value is immense. Yet that very light may cast long shadows, revealing unexpected flaws and sometimes even overwhelming those nearby. Recall the times when your hard work opened new doors and you were met with smiles and nods. Yet behind those smiles there might have been a hint of distance or loss. This scenario is like walking on a narrow path where one misstep may widen the gap between your personal life and your public image. Success can build bridges, but it can also create separations that you never anticipated. Have you ever felt that the higher you climb, the more the ground seems to shift beneath you? While the rewards of success shine bright, they can also stir feelings of envy or misunderstanding in others. These conflicting responses challenge you to balance your inner sense of accomplishment with the impact your progress has on those around you. Recognizing both sides of this sword reminds you that true success is found not only in personal wins, but also in the way you connect and harmonize with the world around you. Let me share a story that might feel close to home. There was once a person who steadily climbed the ladder of success, earning recognition in every room entered. With each win, their list of personal victories grew longer, but so did the distance between them and the people who once celebrated even the smallest step. At a reunion with old friends, they noticed that conversations had become brief, marked by polite nods rather than warm laughter. This made them wonder, had my wins pushed others away? In the workplace, each new project added another notch of progress. Yet at home, the comfort of shared meals and heartfelt conversations had faded into formal exchanges. Caught between a world of public acclaim and a growing sense of isolation, they began to question the cost of every win. Have you ever experienced that split, where achieving a goal brings satisfaction in one moment and a lingering chill in another? Each success raised a quiet, persistent question: am I losing touch with what truly matters? This story is not about blame or regret. It's about honest self-examination. It urges you to notice the changes in your own life. When you receive praise, do you sense a subtle shift in the atmosphere? Do your victories echo in spaces that once resonated with shared laughter? Reflect on these questions. Consider whether the brightness of your wins is affecting the warmth of your relationships. Let this tale inspire you to seek a balance where progress and connection move forward hand in hand. Picture a solitary island in the midst of a vast ocean. It may stand proud and tall, yet without a link to the mainland it remains isolated, missing the rich life of shared experience. Now, imagine that very island joined by a sturdy bridge, a lifeline that brings people together. Your success can serve as that bridge if you choose to extend it outward. When you feel separated from those around you, ask, is there a way to turn your wins into connections rather than walls? The sense of isolation that sometimes shadows progress need not be permanent. It can be a call to action, a reminder that true success is built on shared experiences and authentic relations. Recall moments when a small gesture transformed a solitary win into a shared celebration. Perhaps it was inviting a colleague for a quiet chat after reaching a goal, or pausing to listen when someone needed to be heard. Such simple acts hold the power to dissolve distance. In your journey, shifting from isolation to connection means opening up and inviting others into your story. It means showing that behind every win stands a person who values authentic bonds. Ask yourself, can your achievement spark inspiration and unity for those around you? Embrace the possibility that your success can be a foundation for deeper, more authentic relationships. Adapting the way you share your success is a gentle art that calls for self-awareness and empathy. If you notice that your wins have created distance or discomfort among your peers, it might be time to adjust your approach. Have you ever shared your progress without pausing to consider its impact on others? Sometimes the way we talk about our wins can feel like a spotlight that unintentionally leaves others in the dark. Begin by embracing a quieter, more considerate manner of sharing. Instead of detailing every accomplishment, invite others into your experience by asking about their journeys. This shift turns a one-sided account into a shared exploration. Reflect on the moments when listening to someone else's story enriched your day. And imagine applying that same openness to your own life. Consider what small changes you can make to create a more inclusive atmosphere. Perhaps it involves celebrating collective wins rather than focusing solely on individual progress, or pausing to acknowledge the support you received along the way. In doing so, you create a space where success is seen as a series of steps taken together rather than alone. When you adjust your approach, you soften responses and open pathways to deeper, more supportive interactions. Let your wins inspire shared moments and connections that enrich everyone involved. There once was a person who believed their life was a string of solitary victories. Each win added another layer to a tall wall that gradually isolated them from those who once shared in their hopes. In the beginning, every win felt like proof of worth. Yet over time, success began to feel empty, like a tower built without the foundation of close relationships. This person started to notice that every time they recounted their wins, the conversation turned into a recital of solitary feats, leaving little room for others' voices. The more they focused on personal progress, the less connected they felt. One day, after a significant accomplishment, they paused and asked, "Am I building walls or bridges?" That simple question sparked a journey of change. They began to share, not just the highlights, but also the struggles behind each win. They invited friends and colleagues to join them in celebrating both the challenges and the small victories along the way. Slowly, the cold, isolated tower transformed into a vibrant community garden where every win was a shared bloom. Relationships deepened, and the feeling of isolation began to melt away. As you listen to this story, reflect on your own layers. Are there times when your wins have built barriers rather than bridges? Consider how shifting your focus to include challenges alongside triumphs might dissolve the gaps between you and those who matter most. What small step can you take today to turn your victories into shared experiences? Take a moment to close your eyes and turn your gaze inward. What do you see? Your mind is like a vast, quiet lake, filled with hidden depths and secrets waiting to be discovered. A deep dive into self-awarenessness means exploring every corner of that lake, observing both its calm surfaces and the occasional ripples that hint at long-forgotten currents. Ask yourself, what truly fuels your drive? Often, the reasons behind our success are shrouded in long-held habits and beliefs we never question. In the quiet of your thoughts, consider whether these beliefs still serve you or have become barriers that block deeper connection. Think of self-awarenessness as clearing away the mist, revealing the true landscape of your inner world. Recall moments when you felt most alive, when each step aligned with a purpose larger than yourself. What ideas guided you then? Now, compare that to times when your wins felt heavy and lonely. Could it be that certain thought patterns have created a gap between your outward success and inner fulfillment? This exploration isn't about finding fault. It's about understanding every part of who you are. Notice the small details, a recurring thought during quiet moments, a habit influencing your choices, or a lingering feeling after the cheers have faded. Each insight is like a stroke of a chisel, gradually revealing a clearer, more connected version of yourself. Ask, what parts of my mindset help me grow and which parts hold me back? Embrace this journey inward as the key to a life that is successful not only in wins, but also in inner balance and real connection. Consider for a moment the reactions you encounter as you move forward. Often the responses of those around you are not just about your own success, but also mirror their personal struggles and uncertainties. When you shine, some may feel uneasy, while others simply do not know how to relate to your journey. This isn't a reflection of your worth, but an opportunity to understand the nature of human connection. Imagine a garden where different flowers bloom. Each flower faces the sun from its own angle, and sometimes one's shadow may fall on another without intention. Similarly, the reactions you receive can be influenced by fears, insecurities, and past experiences that have little to do with you. Ask yourself, what if the coolness you feel from others is more about their inner battles than about your own progress? Building strength amid varied reactions means knowing that your worth is rooted deep within. Each time you encounter a chilly response, see it as a chance to reinforce your inner self. Remember that your progress reflects your hard work and unique path. Reflect on moments when feeling misunderstood taught you more about your inner strength. Perhaps these moments called for clearer communication or a renewed focus on those who care. Like a sturdy tree with deep roots and wide branches, remain steady even when winds blow harshly. Let your inner fortitude be the anchor that holds you strong, knowing that every reaction is part of a shared human experience. Throughout history, countless individuals remind us that every win, no matter how small, adds to the strength of our character. Consider someone who began with humble roots, slowly working through years of quiet effort. With each step forward, they faced both praise and distance, a mix that ultimately forged a resilient spirit. Their story teaches us that success isn't a sudden burst of light, but a steady glow built from many small fires. Think of an individual who reached remarkable heights in their field. In early days, progress was met with warm support. Yet as their reputation grew, they noticed a subtle shift. Friends grew distant and once close colleagues pulled away. Instead of withdrawing, this person chose to reflect on these experiences. They discovered that success isn't measured solely by awards or public recognition, but by the ability to keep authentic connections intact. They learned to balance personal growth with kind gestures, turning isolated wins into shared celebration. Another example comes from an entrepreneur who transformed a modest idea into a flourishing venture. Their journey, marked by both high peaks and unexpected lows, was a lesson in perseverance. In moments of triumph, they faced doubts from those once near, yet these challenges drove them to communicate more openly about both struggles and successes. These stories serve as beacons, showing that every step forward is a thread in a larger tapestry. Reflect on your own wins. How have they shaped your life? What lessons can you learn from those who walked this path before you? Embrace your wins as essential parts of a journey that builds not only your own strength, but also lights the way for others to follow. Often, the barriers we face are not built by the world around us, but by the thoughts we hold inside. These internal blocks can be subtle, yet powerful, quietly shaping your actions and how you view your potential. Have you ever hesitated, not because the opportunity wasn't there, but because a part of you whispered that you were not enough? These blocks may appear as doubts about your abilities, a fear of being misunderstood, or a reluctance to share your true self. They echo past experiences and remnants of voices that advised caution. Such inner barriers can make it hard to accept praise or to take risks that might lead to richer connections. Take a moment and ask, what beliefs have I clung to that might be holding me back? Perhaps it is the notion that success comes with a price too steep, or that sharing progress might push others away. By identifying these blocks, you take the first step toward setting them aside. Recognize that these thoughts are not permanent fixtures, but challenges you can gently overcome. What would it mean to let go of the fear of being too much, too successful, or too different? Name these blocks and begin to learn from them. Fears and doubts often stand as tall barriers between you and the life you wish to live. They may whisper that you are not ready, or that your success is too bright for those around you. But what if you could see these fears as temporary shadows that fade when met with light? Imagine stepping into a clearing where every doubt is gently illuminated, revealing the strength behind your every step. Start by acknowledging your fears. What exactly are you afraid of? Is it the possibility of losing connection, or the concern that your wins might outshine the comfort of familiar bonds? When you name these fears, they lose some of their power. Replace them with actions that showcase your inner strength. A kind word, an open gesture, or an honest conversation. Think of each fear as a small rock in a flowing stream. The water finds a way around it, always moving forward. Reflect on past moments when you overcame challenges that once seemed insurmountable, and let those memories remind you that you can rise above uncertainty. Overcoming these internal barriers means choosing a path of openness and courage. Every time you face a doubt, remember, you are not defined by it. Your journey is about moving forward, step by step, toward a life filled with real connection. Consider the story of an artist who once doubted their creative voice. Despite numerous obstacles, they chose to share their work with the world, inspiring others who had long kept their ideas hidden. This simple act of sharing became the turning point that broke through self-doubt. Now think of a leader who faced hesitation from peers, yet stayed true to their vision. By speaking openly about both challenges and small wins, they encouraged others to step out of their own shadows. These examples remind you that every barrier can be overcome when you focus on what truly matters. Ask yourself, what is holding you back from sharing your progress or taking the next step? Is it fear of judgment or the worry that your wins might create distance? Every time you push past these doubts, you unlock a new level of freedom. Let these examples challenge you. Reflect on moments when you acted despite uncertainty, and let those memories empower you to move forward with clarity and purpose. Let us take a moment to review the journey we have shared. We began by questioning the cost of our wins, exploring how even great success can lead to unexpected isolation. Through personal struggles and stories of growth, we learned that every victory carries both light and shadow. The tale of someone whose success created distance reminded us that high peaks can isolate, while the story of reconnecting through shared moments showed that opening up can bridge those gaps. We explored internal blocks and confronted the fears that keep us from fully expressing who we are. Each example has helped us understand that success is not measured solely by individual progress, but by the quality of the connections we build. Reflect on these lessons and ask, how can I apply these insights to my own path? Let the experiences we discussed serve as a guide, showing that honest self-reflection leads to deeper connection and a richer sense of success. Now, let's step back and reflect on what we have learned. Ask yourself, in your quiet moments, do you sense a gap between your public wins and your inner feelings of connection? Consider the difference between a river that nourishes its banks and one that carves a lonely canyon. Which image reflects your journey? Think about your recent wins. Do you remember moments when sharing your progress felt natural, or times when it inadvertently created distance between you and those you care about? Reflect on whether your words have built bridges or erected walls. Are there times when the light of your success warmed the hearts around you, or did it sometimes leave others feeling left out? By comparing these moments, begin to see patterns in your behavior. What small changes might turn solitary victories into shared celebrations? Visualize the ideal state of connection, a space where your wins lift up not only you, but everyone around you. Let this vision guide you as you align your actions with openness and togetherness. As we draw our journey to a close, let us revisit the path we have walked together. We have examined the complex side of success, learning that every win carries rewards and responsibilities. The stories we shared highlighted the importance of balance between personal progress and nurturing the bonds that sustain us. Remember the moments of self-questioning, the reflections that challenged you to look deeper, and the examples that demonstrated how sharing your wins can bring people together. Your journey is defined not just by the peaks you reach, but by the bridges you build along the way. Today, let your wins serve as a call to act, to reach out, connect, and share your progress with care. Carry these insights forward as you shape a future where growth and connection walk side by side. Let's translate these insights into clear, actionable steps. First, begin by listening more deeply. Every conversation is a chance to connect. Ask yourself, how can I invite others to share their own stories alongside mine? Next, practice sharing your wins with humility. Instead of focusing solely on your progress, highlight the journey, the challenges, and the support that helped you move forward. Second, set aside a few minutes each day for self-reflection. Write down moments when you felt both the joy of success and the sting of isolation. These reflections can guide you toward a more balanced approach. Third, take a small step to reach out. Perhaps call someone you haven't spoken to in a while and share a memory or thought that connects you. Fourth, cultivate gratitude by recognizing the role others have played in your progress and expressing sincere thanks. Finally, set small, realistic goals to improve your communication style. If you notice a conversation shifting into a monologue about your own wins, gently steer it toward a two-way exchange. By following these steps, you transform your approach to success. Your wins become opportunities to build lasting connections, turning personal progress into shared growth. As we come to the end of our exploration, I challenge you to step forward with both courage and care. Look at your wins not as solitary peaks, but as starting points for deeper connection. It is time to act. Reach out, share, and open your heart to those who journey with you. Your success is powerful, but its true strength lies in its ability to bring real warmth to others. Now ask yourself, what is one step you can take today to turn your victory into a shared celebration? Let that step be your spark for change. Embrace the idea that every win is an opportunity to build bridges, to strengthen bonds, and to invite more light into your life. The path ahead awaits your action. Rise up, connect, and let your success be a beacon that guides both you and those around you to a future filled with real warmth and purpose. The challenge is clear. Make your journey a shared experience, starting right now.